Meet the super intriguing McLaren Solus GT, restricted to only 25 units. An extraordinary McLaren idea brought into the world in virtual dashing is presently a reality. It's the principal vehicle to flawlessly progress from the screen to the track, holding the pitch of the first idea. This vehicle addresses McLaren's skill in motorsport, supercar, and hypervehicle improvement, offering an unadulterated spotlight on target driving. It's a solitary seater with a focal-shut cockpit and stream aeroplane-style shelter, planned without the limitations of street or race guidelines. Every little thing about it, from the wrench limit air consumption to the fumes framework, is particularly custom-made for this vehicle. The Solus GT started in the virtual world, where regular requirements and compromises have no bearing. The unflinching obligation to softness has brought about a McLaren that weighs under 1,000 kilograms. For this situation, dreams aren't overloaded by the real world. The Solus GT is controlled by a unique 5.2-liter V10 motor. Every chamber has its own barrel choke, a track-explicit innovation that gives an unimaginably sharp choke reaction. The camshaft and subordinate frameworks are gear-driven, killing the requirement for chains and belts. A large number of the parts are created in low volumes and accuracy machined. The Solus GT's strong motor is matched with a 7-speed consecutive gearbox, furnished with dashing-style straight-cut gears and a carbon fiber grip constrained via mechanized programming. This blend offsets forceful moving with ease of use. The result is noteworthy. The vehicle can advance from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in roughly 2.5 seconds and arrive at a maximum velocity surpassing 200 miles per hour. Notwithstanding, what genuinely separates it is the uncommon feel, sound, and generally driving experience, outperforming even its amazing execution measurements. In the engine, the motor fires up past 10,000 revolutions per minute, conveying over 840 PS. In spite of its lightweight development, weighing under 1,000 kilograms, it produces 1,200 kilograms of downforce. Driving the Solus GT is as near the vibe of a Recipe 1 vehicle as you can get. Initially a virtual idea, this vehicle is currently a staggering reality, displaying McLaren's imagination and skill. It's track-prepared without settling for less, offering selective tones and wraps up for an unmatched driving encounter. Everything began with an intense and outrageous idea sketch. The Solus GT wandered into the cutthroat gaming world in 2017 through Gran Turismo game, where it accomplished virtual triumphs. This hyper-selective track vehicle arose straightforwardly from the domain of creative mind, liberated from any principles or guidelines. It was formed from the start by laid-out streamlined standards, addressing a total games model hustling bundle with a carbon fiber body firmly encasing superior operational efficiency parts. The vehicle's body is carefully intended to meet its streamlined prerequisites without dynamic optimal design. While McLarens are well known for entryways that don't open in a standard design, the Solus GT one-ups every one of them with a glass cockpit cover that slides forward as it would on a contender fly. As a track-just vehicle, there's just space for one individual. The front is prominently open, with cooling radiators in the side units, advancing streamlined execution under, through, and over the vehicle. Wind streams toward the twin-component fixed back wing or through the ground impact burrow diffuser, upgrading generally execution. The striking outside plan of the Solus GT dependably catches its virtual motivation and sticks to McLaren's planned standards of usefulness. Created utilizing demonstrated streamlined procedures, it was consummated through computational liquid elements and broad airstream testing. The feeling of imagination becoming the truth is apparent in different highlights. For example, the striking sliding glass shelter that permits admittance to the focal single seat, the streamlined cases around each wheel, the noteworthy front splitter coordinating air into ground impact burrows, and the motorsport motivated admission over the cockpit cooling the motor. The Solus GT consistently obscures the line among creative minds and reality. The plan includes McLaren's notorious hammerhead nose and a tier cockpit with a fold-over shade screen offering a 180-degree perspective on the track. There are striking wheel units that diminish weight and advance wind current to limit choppiness behind each tire. At the back, a full clamshell configuration gives simple admittance to the motor sound with super low following edges that diminish bass strain and streamline drag. These strategies were first presented on the Speedtail Hyper GT. The Solus GT flaunts a striking twin-component fixed back wing, which adds to its visual allure as well as fills an exceptionally useful need. This wing augments downforce at the back of the vehicle, working intimately with high downforce ground impacts and the low-pitch responsiveness of the motorsport-motivated suspension. This eye-getting highlight dispenses with the need for dynamic front and back wings, adding to weight decrease. Aggregately, these earth-shattering and outrageous streamlined highlights create more downforce than the vehicle's weight and limit drag. This blend takes the Solus GT's straight-line execution and cornering capacities higher than ever. The novel experience of driving the Solus GT starts even before you start its strong 5.2-liter V10 motor. Getting into the cockpit is a clear involvement with itself. You open the sliding overhang with a finely created mechanical switch, and the entire plan smoothly pushes ahead to uncover the single-seat cockpit. It seems more like getting into a warrior stream than a vehicle, and well-being is a main concern, with a built-up shade structure propelled by motorsport security developments. Before you, there's a carbon fiber directing wheel with essential controls and a TFT show, giving speedy admittance to fundamental capabilities. To guarantee solace during extreme track meetings, there's a complete warming, ventilation, and cooling framework. Over your head are the start switches and an inherent fire dowser. You'll likewise find a back view show streaming constant camera pictures from the roll loop, offering a wide point view for traffic passing by or pit path moves. You can look over a great many choices, including custom outside paint tones and gets done, custom fitted inside plans, and interesting wheel wraps up, among others. The conceivable outcomes are practically boundless, and the result is absolutely flawlessness. Assuming we need to make new innovations or cycles to accomplish your vision, we will get it done. This is tied in with pushing the limits of what's conceivable and making it an individual encounter. Inside, everything is outfitted towards the driving experience. The seat is exceptionally formed, furnished with a 6-point outfit, and made utilizing trend-setting innovation from high-level motorsport. The pedal box is completely flexible, very much like in a fabricated hustling vehicle, and you can make these changes while situated in the Solus GT. The Solus GT's internals have been broadly overhauled and moved up to meet its tailor-made determinations. This incorporates the wrench, chamber limit, air admission, and exhaust. The vehicle highlights gear-driven camshafts and high-level frameworks, killing chains and belts. The ventilation systems have been updated and incorporated into the motor. The Solus GT is a genuine single-seater, and you enter the cockpit through a sliding shelter motivated by contender jets. When inside, you'll track down a decent seat and movable pedals, guaranteeing an agreeable fit custom-made to every proprietor. McLaren's Lando Norris has given input on the pedal arrangement, ensuring an excellent driving encounter. In accordance with its unadulterated motorsport legacy, the motor is straightforwardly fixed to the monocoque, filling in as an underlying piece of the suspension. While this approach is extraordinary for underway vehicles, it offers fundamental strength and inflexibility. Ideally, we'll before long see the McLaren Solus GT face-to-face. However, up to that point, you can find us playing Gran Turismo for our fill of the vehicle. Please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving your comments. Your support is greatly appreciated.